Let's go ahead and look at oxygen like I promised. All right, so we know that oxygen is number 8 on the periodic table, 8. Okay, so that means it has 8 protons. We know that the mass of oxygen from the periodic table is 16 if we rounded it up. Now we can determine the number of electrons, right? So remember, the mass equals the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So we know the mass, we've got 16, equals the number of protons, which is 8, plus the n, number of neutrons. So if we go ahead and calculate that, right, so we want to subtract 8 on this side, subtract 8 on this side of the equal sign of the equation. So this would leave you 0, and this will leave you 8 equals plus n, so n equals 8. So the number of neutrons equals 8. Now, looking at this, we know we're talking about oxygen, which does not have a charge on it, and if it has 8 positively charged particles in each atom, then it must have 8 negatively charged particles because it has no charge, so it overall has a neutral charge. So we know that there must be 8 electrons. All right, let's draw this electron distribution diagram. We know all the information. We've got a nucleus. We know that the protons and the neutrons are in the nucleus, so we know that there are 8 protons and 8 neutrons in the nucleus of an oxygen atom. Now we got to put the electrons somewhere. Remember, the electrons are in the cloud around the nucleus, and they're at different energy levels, right? So let's draw the first energy level. The first energy level fills with 2 electrons. We can go ahead and fill that with 2 electrons. Now we've used 2, but there's 6 more electrons, but the first energy level is filled, so now the rest of the electrons start to go in the second energy level. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that second energy level. Okay, so I usually put 1 at a time, then they start pairing. So you put 1 on each corner, up to 4 of them, right? And then you start pairing them, right? So now we've got 6. So we've used all the electrons. So this is the electron distribution diagram of the oxygen atom. You can see that there are 2 unpaired electrons. These 2 are available to do some bonding with other things. These are all paired up, right? So again, the second energy level and beyond need 8 electrons in order to fill those energy levels. And when an energy level is filled, that means it is inert and it will not be reactive. Okay, so this one needs 2 more electrons. So its valence equals 2. Okay?